Ingrid asked an important question. Do you think that if New York State no longer receives subsidies, would they fix the state money issues, or will they just continue to deteriorate? Yeah, they're not fixing anything. No, they're not fixing anything. That's not a thing. I wish it were true, Ingrid. I wish it were true. But no, they're not going to fix any of that stuff. That's not a thing at all. I wish it was. I wish it was. Hold on. All righty. Michael says, very true. How dare Hochul to show the public the oath she claims to have taken? Yeah, you're right. She hasn't. It's a lie. Yes, totally correct. Mike, you took the oath too. You and I both we both took the oath. It's not a thing. She makes the oath up. It's not a thing. So, yeah. Kim says, defund Queen Hochul. That'd be nice. I like that one. Yes.
Not a vanity project. It's a matter of life and death. If this
tunnel
cannot be built to replace the aging, compromised tunnel that we have that was damaged over a decade ago at Superstorm Sandy, then we are compromising people's health and safety, not just in our region, but the entire Northeast. We also have to make sure that we focus on other.
The tunnel that I've been talking about this tunnel for a while. This tunnel needed to be built literally years ago. I mean, years ago it needed to be built. We should be building it a long time ago. It's the tunnel that goes between Manhattan and Jersey. It's only one line, and so train goes through, they wait, train goes through, they wait. It slows the entire corridor down. She's right. We've wanted to fix it for literally 20 years. We can't build it. Why? Because we can't build anything. All we'd have to do is, the appropriate response is, hey, big company that drops billions of dollars every year on all kind of garbage that means nothing. Why don't you build a tunnel? That's not one railroad, one track. That's 3. Build it 3 wide. You'll have preferential treatment to bring your freight through on one of them. Go. It'd be built in 2 years, maybe a year. I'm not making it up. 2 years, maybe a year. That's it. That's the appropriate answer. But we can't do that because she said it. 15,000 jobs. As I keep telling you, her goal is to literally control the jobs. She wants to control all the jobs. That's the issue. And she doesn't.
Members of Congress who have some clout. Let's talk about Long Island Congressman Andrew Garbarino. Now, he's on the right committee. I actually served on the Homeland Security Committee as a member of Congress, so I know these grants very well. He helped us. I will say he stepped outside of his party and helped us, had the guts to break out of the ranks and helped us add his voice to our calls to have that $187 million restored. But this affects his constituents. His riders on the Long Island Railroad will now know that without these funds, their ride is not as safe as it should be.
Their ride won't be as safe. See that? That's Trump's fault.
So I'm calling on him to weigh in as well. Use your voice. In fact, all 7 Republican members of Congress who call New York.
Okay. I love this part. She doesn't talk about the hypocrisy of Trump. All 7 members of Congress of New York, which I'm trying to redistrict down to 3. Literally. I'm trying to redistrict all of you out. But before I do that, you should all support me against Trump.
Home, find the courage that's been missing to stand up for the safety of your own residents and stop the defunding of police in the state of New York. So otherwise, you sacrifice the mantle of being the law and order party, which you're not. You're not the party that backs the blue.
Wow. So, okay. Did you see what she just did? You got to help me out. Otherwise, insult, insult, insult. Because she has to insult them. This is our politics now. People, look. People tease Trump when he's like, you're an idiot, you're dumb. Then you're going to do something for him. He goes, you're the greatest guy in the world. Love you always. Why does he do that? Because he's trying to make a deal. I get it. She should learn. You're trying to make a deal with these guys. Don't insult them. But here's the issue. She's actually not trying to make a deal. She just wants the virtue signal. so that when things go wrong, she can blame the other. This is all about shifting blame.
And you have to start acting like you actually care. So don't be hypocrites. Help us out here.
Don't be hypocrites.
Larger issue is what is happening to our nation with this unjustified government shutdown. Republicans need to provide health care to Americans. It's a basic.
Oh, now that's it. See? This is the part I love. Republicans need to provide health care to Americans. So what's happening is now, I'm not saying, and we're very clear, I am not saying that the shutdown is not going to affect healthcare. It is. I'm not saying it's not going to affect the premiums. It is. But what she's saying is the Republicans are denying you healthcare. That's not true. That's just Democratic propaganda. That's not true. Is the shutdown going to cause higher premiums? Yes. But that isn't Republicans denying Americans health care. That's just propaganda. But again, there's Republican propaganda too, and the opposite. Like, this is all the Democrats' fault. No, it isn't. It's not. That's Democratic propaganda. This is a broken government system that neither side will fix. That's the truth.
Unjustified government shutdown. Republicans need to provide health care to Americans. It's a basic human right.
So now, not just that, this is what she just said. Republicans need to provide health care to all Americans. It's a basic human right. None of that's true. Again, she made all that up. But it sounds great, doesn't it? Republicans are evil. They won't give everybody health care. Why can't I have health care? Sure. I need to have health care. I can't have it. Why? Republicans stop me from having it. Not true, but doesn't matter. It's the government's job to give you health care? Yes. Bronner, this is the governor of New York saying it is the government's job to give you health care. It is a human right. The government must give you health care. This is the governor of New York, literally in a press conference. She will get zero pushback from that because the majority of New Yorkers believe she's correct. One more time. The majority of New Yorkers believe it is the government's job to give you health care. And if the government doesn't give you health care, you can't have any. There is no other possible way that you can get health care, Ronna. It can't happen. It's impossible. She's just shown you this. It's what they mean. It's what they think. This is why my goal is to just get people to think, wait a minute. Could there be another way of getting health care? Yeah. Yes, you could. How do I know that? That's what the wealthy do. The wealthy don't care about this. Why? They all have private doctors. They don't care. I'm not joking. They don't care. They all have private doctors. None of these guys who in government care because they either go to their premium stuff or they just go to private doctors. They have enough money. They're all millionaires, so they go to private doctors. They don't care. Yeah. I say this, Bronna, because I know I often tell you this is what people think. This is a perfect example of that. This is the governor of the fourth largest state in the union stating that government's job is to give you health care. And if they won't, you can't get it. Because there's no other way of there any way being a possible idea of that cannot happen. Can't happen. It's government or it's nothing.
And we're going to continue these fights. But a subset of all that is this blatant attack on New York simply because we elect Democrats. There's no other explanation.
No other explanation. We elect Democrats. That's it. And by the way, those 7 non-Democrats that I'm about to redistrict out of jobs, you better help us.
Look at the states that they continue the funding for these projects. Are they more at risk of a terrorism attack? Texas? Florida? Nevada? Give me a break.
Give me a break, you cheesy states. You don't count. You're not New York. Stupid Texas. Florida. Not a real state. Only New York's a real state. You don't get any terrorism in Texas. Don't get none of that. Nevada, Vegas. No, you don't. Never been a terrorist attack in Vegas ever, except for that terrible one. But otherwise, never, except for the other one. But never. Not in Vegas. What's wrong with you? not New York. We had 9/11 24 years ago that we can never forget or ever give up ever in the history of ever. So everyone else sucks. God, it's embarrassing.